quite interesting, yeah. So Sabalenka took the first set in a tie break, 7-2. It's now 4-all on serve. Um, and so what's the predictor? Well, yeah, it's just a bit crowded. So I could squeeze in on a table, but I don't know. Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I haven't even done the pre-match prediction, let alone the prediction from 4-all in the second set after Sabalenka took the first set. You can see how loud it is, and I had to buy a drink after that tour. It's been a pretty long day. Started pretty early, and had to Bacchus Marsh, and then the Ghost Tour, and now just grabbing the tennis now. Okay, so presumably this is the second, or is this still the first? This is probably still the first. I don't know. Maybe the second match comes up after this. Was it Zeng playing? I don't know. I'll look the score at the match schedule. In the background, so you've got no sound. It's just really noisy. I mean, it's a hostel, and I'm in the kitchen area, so like everyone's like cooking. I don't think I've ever cooked in a hostel. I don't know. Maybe I should start cooking, or maybe I should just learn to cook. Part of the hostel experience to actually learn to cook. And also play some Uno or some dorm Uno. Is Uno different from dorm Uno? Maybe it is. I mean, in terms of the rules, is there like a standard rules or a standard scoring system used in Uno? Because everyone typically plays a different set of rules. I've noticed when they play Uno, and some people, they can't just make up their own rules just to suit their their kind of position in the actual game. Yeah, I mean, actually I saw Coco. I was at the US Open opening night after Ash, and saw Djokovic and Coco Gauff play US. But I was right at the back, and there wasn't really much atmosphere. Like everyone it's basically just silent. It's just strange. And that's one of the problems now. Yes, you can go to Rod Laver Arena. Yes, you have to pay a lot, but you're not going to have a good seat. You're going to be so far at the back. I think you're just better off going and seeing reasonable players in a ground pass, and you can sort of get closer to the court. Yeah, I don't think I can actually get a seat at the table. It's a bit like when I was going to Federation Square, I couldn't actually get a seat. I think it's the same here. I don't think I can get a seat. Look outside. Quite nice. They've got like a balcony. They've also got a rooftop here as well, which is quite nice. You've got a rooftop, but there is no coverage. So yeah. And so the men's tomorrow night. It's actually, obviously being Australia Day, so quite a big day. Yeah, Australia Day tomorrow, and then the two matches, Djokovic, Sinner, and Medvedev, Zverev in the semis, for a place in the final. So it's a big day. It always is on Australia Day, and that's always the case. I think that the tennis always coincides with Australia Day. I also noticed that when I was watching the French Open, the Monday is it the Monday is a public holiday because it was typically the Queen's birthday. And so what I used to do, because the coverage at the French, they didn't used to televise it on free to wear. It was only on Foxtel, and I used to find a hotel. And I used to go, so every year I'd go to like a different sort of hotel, depending where I was traveling, just to watch the final. And it was around about the 10th of June or something, and it coincided with the Queen's birthday, which was on the Monday, because of the time difference. It was always played. No, it was played on Sunday. Yeah, it was played on Sunday evening, around about 11:30 at night. That's right. And the Monday was then the public holiday. So it kind of worked out quite well, yeah. So it was going like some of these matches, it could be like 3, 4 in the morning, and then it'd be the public holiday the following morning. So it sort of worked quite well watching the French final. Now it's all free to wear. So the whole issue of being on Foxtel or pay TV has sort of been resolved. Maybe it could just be due to popularity. People maybe started wanting to watch the free-to-air tennis, and they started wanting to watch the French Open as a result of Nadal, sort of dominating the French and breaking records. And yeah, I think it's sort of driven by that, through the demand maybe of everyone wanting to watch the French, and they couldn't typically watch it because it was only on Foxtel. And even the Foxtel was a bit of an issue because there were 3 Foxtel channels, and not all hotels guaranteed the particular Fox board a channel for the tennis for the French Open final. So I had a few issues. I remember once I went to a hotel and they didn't have it, and so I was watching it I was at a pub, and so it stopped running. Maybe the pub closed about 12 o'clock, and so I had to go back to the hotel, and of course it wasn't on the Foxtel, and so I had to put on the radio. I think I managed to get Wi-Fi or something, and managed to get to put it on the radio, or managed to stream it through the Wi-Fi to get the commentary. So yeah, I've had a few issues with it, but it's worked quite well. I've pretty much seen every Grand Slam played in men's tennis, including the Australian Open when I was in Europe some years ago, and Pete Sampras. I think I was in Germany. Yeah, I was in Germany, and Pete Sampras was playing Carlos Moya. Remember Carlos Moya? It was in a final, and of course the commentary was in German, or no, I think it was in French actually. I think it was in Germany. Or was it in France? No, maybe it was in France and in Paris. I don't know. I remember the commentary being in French for some reason. So even then, when I was traveling in Europe, I still managed to see the Australian Open final. But again, I had to find a hostel that had the TV coverage on, sort of 24 hours. So I was able to do that. Nothing is guaranteed in, hostels or even hotels for that matter. You have to plan ahead. So yeah, I think I've pretty much seen at least every men's Grand Slam, which kind of makes sense. Been to one live, so I know. Maybe I should have gone to an Australian Open final live years ago when it was, the price was quite reasonable. So, oh well. Oh, okay. And then back to the match. Yeah, so Sablanka through a straight set. Yeah, so first set took over an hour. But yeah, 7-6-4. So Coco Gauff, well, how good's Coco Gauff? Well, I don't know. She did win the US, of course, but Sablanka 3C, so. But I don't know. I did the predictions. I had Ash Barty well favoured over Coco Gauff. It's not like but that was a while ago. I hadn't updated the predictions since she won the US Open, but whereas compare that to say Alcaraz. I had Alcaraz the favourite over Djokovic on hard court. So I think Alcaraz did hit a bit of peak form. I don't know what the case is now. But if you do look at the predictions, Serena Williams is just so far ahead of Ash Barty in terms of the predictions. It wasn't even close. Serena Williams. So when the trio were running, the Joker, Rafa, Fed. So they were the standouts over that period of 20 years. And Andy Murray, well, yes, he won a couple of slams, and yes, he did win the Olympic gold. But it was nowhere near the level of the trio. And even Stanley Wawrinka, I think, got a couple of slams. And I don't know. I think Medvedev and so on. But yeah, it was the trio, and it was just Serena Williams. It was basically Serena Williams. I think we were talking about sort of the variability, or there wasn't really a dominant in the women's, but no, it actually was Serena Williams. I mean, she won 23 times. She played obviously to a late age, and started off very young. But she was by far, in terms of prediction, she was well ahead of every other player, and then followed by Ash Barty. Ash Barty, with obviously the exception of Serena Williams, was so far ahead of any other player, and that's why she held. I mean, in terms of rankings, I think she ranked 6 all time. In terms of rankings, at least when the rankings first appeared. In terms of holding the world number 1, and in terms of consecutive streak, I think Ash Barty holds number 4, with the exception, of course, of Serena Williams, Martina Navratilova, and Steffi Graf. So she is basically at that caliber, Ash Barty, and that's why she did win 3 singles slams, and she did hold the number 1 ranking for such a long period of time. But then you take away Ash Barty, and then there was nothing. Then there was just there was no one near the level of Ash Barty. So who is kind of dominating now? Well, I have to look at the predictions, and of course, got to update the predictions. But I don't think Coco Gauff is dominating. With obviously Sabalenka just winning, so maybe there could be 4 or 5 players. Which is sort of interesting stuff. But yeah, I just have to look at predictions, and I have to update my predictions when I get back to Sydney and do some analysis on this. And also to see how far, is Djokovic really now a long way ahead of every other player, or in particular, Alcaraz, which does appear to be the case. Djokovic just doesn't lose. And he just holds, this number 1 ranking. How many weeks has he got now? 500 or something? Pretty crazy stuff. So he overtook the record of Steffi Graf. Whatever that was, 490 or 4 something? And now he sort of hit 500. Well, I don't know. Could he get to 600? So yeah, the tennis. And yes, the other interesting thing is, yes, how would he perform in doubles? He does have quite a good doubles record. At least he didn't actually win a slam in the matches he did. I believe he did play in some doubles at Djokovic. The same with Rafa, but no, I don't. But his record was good. I mean, he's not probably not the best bowler, and the serve. Well, no, he's not getting a lot of free points. But just based on return, so people talk about, well, yes, the serve and volley is good in doubles. If you've got such a good return as Djokovic or even Nadal for that matter, then I guess you're going to be a good doubles player. Particularly off the second serve. So I don't know, maybe doubles can be one from the baseline. And yes, it is generally the case that you're going to serve volley. But it's also the case that in doubles, if you notice that sometimes they just play sort of defensive on the return, so both players are kind of standing back. I mean, yeah, it's sort of interesting, isn't it? The dynamics in doubles. Maybe it's not always played from the net, although you would expect it to be played from the net. Maybe more on grass at Wimbledon, but maybe the French, I don't know. Maybe baseline play can be quite effective. Particularly off the return, the Djokovic and the Nadal really capitalise on a weak return at the end of the day. But I guess, yeah, if you look at the best doubles pairs, well, obviously, yeah, Todd Woodbury, 22 Grand Slams and won 16 in doubles, 16 doubles, and the remainder 6 in mixed doubles. Teamed up with, of course, Mark Woodford. So very strong doubles. And you combine that back when they won the Davis Cup, when they had Philippoussis, Rafter, and Hewitt. So just a very strong Australian team, which is why they did win the Davis Cup. And of course the Bryan brothers. So John Newcombe held the record in doubles, 17, and that was overtaken by Mike Bryan, who got to the 18, and that was when Roger Federer was sort of breaking records in singles. And then he ended up with 22, Mike Bryan, but Bob Bryan, his brother, actually got 23 slams. So these players, won more slams than Roger Federer, but I guess they're playing doubles and mixed doubles. Can you make that comparison? Or can you only just compare only the doubles results, which is not 20? So the record is only 18 by Mike Bryan. So you would expect that should be beaten, given that Navratilova got 31 doubles. I don't know, did she ever lose a doubles? I don't know. I mean, yeah, she didn't have with Pan Shriver. She also got a very good record in doubles as a result of teaming up with Navratilova. And they were very, very successful. I didn't really watch a lot. That was kind of before my time anyway. But, I don't know. I guess that's just so much skill in singles, doubles, and I guess mixed doubles. And yes, Kyrgios did win. Kyrgios Kokonakis, they did win the Australian Open doubles. So, yeah, they do count as Grand Slams. There's just no money in it. But yeah, they are Grand Slams, and you do get rankings in doubles. Okay, that's the Baron Breaks.